Welcome to part 41 of Dynasty Warriors 9, and in this episode, we're going to start the final battle of the game, ladies and gentlemen.
Alright.
This is what happens when Sima Zhao got so sick and tired of constantly being attacked by Jiang Wei that he finally found the perfect opportunity to deal with him. And that is after his most recent failure. So, this mission is basically to start, and you just saw how slowly he turned around like that. Instead of like making an about face or moving, he just slid around. Oh, this game. But anyway, what this mission is supposed to do is to find the traitor. So, in order to actually find the traitor, it's real simple. You're gonna have to talk to everybody. And I mean everybody in the vicinity. Do not fight anybody except for one person. And I mean it's pretty damn obvious who to fight. And for those of you who don't know, I'll give you the long story short. It's Huang Hao. He's the guy you need to fight. However, you're gonna have to talk to everybody in the vicinity. But first, also talk to him. He's the first one you need to talk to.
What are you doing here?
He's gonna be the one that's saying, "You haven't found the traitor yet?" So, what you're gonna do is talk to every last person, and afterwards, then talk to him. But you gotta make sure you talk to him first before talking to talk to everyone else in the area, and then talk to him. Then afterwards, you will be able to put an end to Huang Hao. However, here's the difference between that and Jin. In Jin's version of this, you're bribing Huang Hao to make the Emperor surrender. By the way, do not do that yet. That should be the last thing you do.
Master Huang Hao, who rose
because that and also killing Yue Ying. Do not do that. Those should be the last things you do. If you do any of that, Liu Shan will easily surrender, and all you have to do is just go straight to Chengdu to meet up with Liu Shan, who will surrender easily without you having to do any of the objectives at all. I kid you not.
Betrayal? I don't know anything about
But nonetheless,
but Master Yang
you'll have
Yu
to
has
talk
always
to
seemed
all of
suspicious
the
to me.
imperial ministers that happen to be there, including Zugazong and Dong Jue and who is that other guy? I think that's Yan Yu, yes.
I'm no Zhugejan.
But don't attack any of the officers. Attacking them will allow Huang Hao to get away.
Dong Jue and Zhuge Zhan are very close.
That's basically the gist. And if Huang Hao gets away, guess what? He's going to go and encourage Liu Shan, or in this case Jiang Wei, to surrender.
Halt! The enemy is on its way here. Take defensive positions.
So now, this is where you fight Huang Hao, since I talked to everybody in the area.
You already repelled the Wei army?
So, attack him.
You believe I have betrayed Shu? That's just ridiculous.
Now, he's going to try to lie. Doesn't matter, we're going to beat him half to death, and we're going to finish him. And that's the thing. People will not know that it's Huang Hao, but if they've been paying attention to the story, then you will know, yes, Huang Hao is indeed the traitor. He is the guy who sent the letter to, or should I say, sent the letter to the messenger to tell them that Chengdu is under attack and had sent Jiang Wei to come back. Now that we got all of these guys pretty much cleared except for Huang Hao, who is pretty much the traitor. Now all we need to do is just try to rescue everyone else in the castle. So quite frankly, we're dealing with all the castle battles first, but be careful. You do not want to try to go after
so one of our number was trying to help the enemy to
Wang Yuanji first. Do not try to do that, because at the end of the day, you're gonna try to save Yue Ying, because the defensive line falls. Well then, guess what? Jiang Wei will have no choice but to surrender.
I think they look oddly humorous.
So be careful how you approach this, because you may end up approaching the main objective.
The enemy is remarkably tenacious.
And this probably will be the last time we see Xin Shangyang. Honestly, God, I thought she would be gone by chapter 12, but in actuality, she's gone in this chapter. I forgot she also survives. In fact, she survives long enough for
There's something to be said for that cute, quirky
Shu
design.
to be conquered, and also long enough for Shanghui's rebellion. But I think she too passes away right as Sima Yan becomes the emperor. But we're not done just yet. No, not by a long shot. We gotta get to the next area, which is to save Luo Castle. And if I'm not mistaken, Luo Castle is where Guan Yingping is, and she would be the first one to die.
Our target has been... Report! Lady Yue Ying's juggernauts
Yeah.
have engaged enemies to the east of Chengdu.
She's in that castle right now, and if we don't rescue her... Yeah, actually, that's right. She's in the castle right now, and if we don't rescue her, she's going to be dead. And sorry, I stuttered there for a second. So, here's what... Oh, wait.
Come, Wenhu. We must
That's
take
Wen
down
Yan.
Luo
That's right,
Castle
never mind. I
and
thought that was
open
Xiahou
the
Ba
path
for a
to
second
Chengdu.
there. The helmet looks pretty much weird in this version. I mean, I liked his Dynasty Warriors 8 helmet better because he didn't look like Xiahou Ba, but that helmet looked almost identical to Xiahou Ba. And by the way, it was Wen Yan and Wen Hu that you had to defeat.
And destroy the enemy.
Ironically enough, they didn't add Wen Hu to this game because it would have been a lot better that he would not be a generic officer as opposed to just being his brother. However, his brother had more apparent accolades in Romance of the Three Kingdoms than what Wen Hu did. Unfortunately for them, Wen Hu and Wen Yang was killed during the War of the Eight Princes, as they were labeled as traitors by Sima Zhao, who, ironically enough, was Zugadan's grandson, and he blamed them for his death.
Capturing the enemy's bases.
So yeah, that is definitely ironic indeed. Ooh. Sorry, my mouse almost fell off my bed. Nonetheless, folks, we have defeated Wen Hu, who, by the way, had rallied, and that was no problem at all. Now, there is going to be a level 80 mission around here. Yep, that's the one right there. It's this mission right here that you need to actually make sure that you're fully upgraded, or at least have some points on you, because level 80 is no joke. You are going to be killed. And also, bear in mind, since 2 of these missions took place in the castle, you had activated the final mission. So, while all this is going on, especially when I said about part 1, how everything keeps going in real time, even when you complete the missions, there's a good chance you may fail the overall objective. So, there is that one particular detail.
The Wei have taken this fortress.
So now we're gonna have to stop Hulie from taking over Genshun Castle.
We must reclaim them.
and in turn, we should actually get the supplies. Oh no, that's not the garrison. You just gotta defeat Hulie and keep their supplies from being stolen. And Hulie is pretty much level 80 right there. And sorry, I'm stuttering too much.
Don't engage the enemy
Because,
so quickly.
yeah, I
Give me a chance to have some fun
barely
first.
could actually keep myself away from the week that I had. Ugh, what a rough week. But nonetheless,
We'll capture the enemy's position.
just
Take
gotta
the advantage.
tell you right now, if you have the level disadvantage, this is going to be tough. You come in at level 60, yeah, this is definitely gonna be tough. However, in Jin's version of this,
I have no choice.
Jin's version of capturing the garrison is of rescuing the garrison is, or should I say, reclaim the garrison is more like capture the garrison. And Guan Yingping would be over this garrison, and if you defeat her, Guan Yingping would be, well, killed, plain and simple. And I did this as Jiang Wei, by the way.
But I share his love of virtue.
So, on that note, we still got a few more things to do, and oh yeah, we're gonna gain those 2 levels that we didn't have before. So, the next thing we're gonna have to do is unite all the soldiers into battle, which will will them into a final showdown with Wang Yuanji, who just so happens to be the leader of all of this. So what we're gonna do is talk to all of the privates and all of these soldiers and all of the officers that happen to be there. I think you need to talk to only 6.
The men around here are exhausted.
But if you come here and you haven't completed any objectives, the peasants won't, or should I say, any of these soldiers will not be getting up to try to fight. But seeing as how we actually tried to get everyone back in order and tried to go for one last stand,
Does this mean that they still have a chance?
it'll be easier for them to join you.
Deeds have inspired our men. We just need one more push.
This would include this guy right here, Xiao Zhou. We gotta talk to him too. There's pretty much a lot of people around here we need to talk. Probably about 6 or 7 of them. There's one guy right out here that you need to talk to because he's going to pretty much let the palace get overran. Well, actually not the palace, but this fort.
Now in Shu's favor.
And he's going to pretty much allow it to be overran, and that's going to be more of a morale hit for you. And again, Jiang Wei, or should I say Liu Shan, would surrender despite playing as Liu Shan.
But I told them I wanted to
So
surrender.
yeah,
I should have just
I have to say, folks, this is not going to actually help the matters because we already know the outcome of what's going to happen. We just have to beat up all the enemies here, but the fact that you're completing the missions basically
Thank you so much.
basically
You've renewed
just
my devotion
tried
to
to
the
make
Shu.
things easier for you, or make it to where the main camp doesn't surrender too quickly. Because if it does, the game's gonna be over. Well, in more ways than one.
Whoa, that's some excellent fighting.
So now we need to talk to the remaining soldiers here, and now we'll take care of business. And me, I was just checking to see how much time I had left. So, with that said, let's talk to Xiao
I'm
Zhou.
glad you found me, to be honest.
Yeah, Xiao Zhou, that's what it is.
What I really want is
So,
to fight.
he
as an
will
officer of
finally
Shu. I hope
fight
you
as
can
an
believe
officer of Shu, and this would basically lead to the last stand. You know who else they should have unlocked? No, yeah, that's the thing. You know who else they should have been a character? Zhuge Zhan. He definitely should have been a character because he was one of the major people who tried to rally up a last stand to keep Shu from being invaded from the mountains. So yeah, he should have been a playable character. And also the eunuch. Huang Hao should have been a playable character. I know nobody would like to play as that damn eunuch, but still. For the most part, you could see how Shu is being ran into the ground from his perspective, as he's the one doing it. But still, at least you would see the perspective of where he's coming from instead of just seeing cutscenes. And speaking of people who should have been a playable character, like any other Sima aside from Sima Yi, Sima Shi, and Sima Zhao, they should be playable characters too. Oh, and also people from Wu, yeah, they should have been playable characters. I've already harped on how they missed a great opportunity to see the downfall of Wu. They certainly did. And I think we got everybody in this area, so, well, all that's left now is to take care of, yeah, one more mission before we actually go to, oh, two more missions actually. And then afterwards, we will go after the main camp, which, by the way, is right now being assaulted. So, hopefully, we can actually slow things down, but unfortunately everybody knows how this is going to end terribly, because despite my efforts, Liu Shan's still going to surrender anyway, because that's how the game ends. But it's how quickly he does that's the problem. But whatever the case, folks, we took care of Shanghui, who's just boasting and bragging about how he's the chosen one, how people should follow him. Oh god, I am so glad I slapped that smug prick in the face. But again, the one thing that is criminal, Shanghui's rebellion is not in this game. No, it's a DLC, but it's a what-if scenario for Shanghui, where he would succeed and end up becoming emperor. What is the point in that, really? And by succeeding, I mean he not only would succeed and become emperor, but the emperor he ousts is Cao Mao, which is the ironic part. Because, here's the thing, Sima Zhao did not oust Cao Mao for nothing. He ousted him because Cao Mao was trying to rebel against him to establish power.
Going no further than this. I will stop you.
And trying to make it to where the Cao were still in charge of Wei. But unfortunately, that never came to pass.
Can you give me a minute? Such resolute defenses.
Well, Dong Ai was pretty much defeated just now. So all that's left is for us to take care of Jia Chong and Wang Yuanji, who happens to be at Chengdu right now. And that right there in and of itself is going to be a battle, because we lowered the difficulty down to 55, so this wouldn't be so bad. And ladies and gentlemen, I just want to point out that, again, it doesn't matter what difficulty you have. Once you beat missions, it weakens them, and it turns those missions into easier missions. Hell, once you beat a high-level mission, you have already weakened several other missions. And not only that, gained a lot of experience, so think about that. So now it's time for us to get these intruders out of Chengdu. Now, you're about to witness some other bullcrap. I'm gonna go on ahead and fight Wang Yuanji and try to fight my way through. And we're gonna go on ahead and get rid of her, but here's the problem. Somewhere along the line, despite fighting Wang Yuanji, we're gonna end up losing this fight anyway. Look at the background. And as soon as I get ready to continue on with this fight with Wang Yuanji, my DVR cuts off, right? And it cuts off before I can actually go after them. But unfortunately, Jiang Wei had already died. He didn't even get in to the palace yet. And that's the thing. Jia Chong hasn't gotten into the palace yet. And Jiang Wei had already died. Random troops had killed him. And look, I'm being swatted at by random troops. So, yeah. This is the first time I've actually lost in this playthrough. God have mercy. How embarrassing is this shit? Yeah, I mean, Jia Chong was supposed to take him out. Was supposed to take out Jiang Wei, but here's the thing. Jiang Wei was outside of the palace as opposed to being inside. He got killed by generics, dude. I don't know what to say, except for Jiang Wei is the epitome of failure. That's the best thing to say. That is the only thing to say right about now. So, before we continue, let's go on ahead and get rid of Jia Chong first. We'll put my horse out of the way, then we'll get rid of Jia Chong. Because Jiang Wei is literally right outside the gate.
You desire to die by my hand.
So I'm going to go on ahead and take him down, and that won't be any problems. And then we'll get Wang Yuanji. You know who's missing from this? Sima Zhao. Ironically enough, you take on Sima Zhao in Jiang Wei's playthrough. So Sima Zhao not being here is kind of a problem. That's okay. We're going to end Wang Yuanji, and at this point in time, we're going to finish Chengdu. And unfortunately, despite all of our efforts, despite defeating Wang Yuanji and deterring the palace, and making everything okay again, we have one small little problem. As I said before, Liu Shan surrenders.
Claim victory on this occasion.
So again, it didn't really matter.
Our people cannot take much more of this.
It's over. Shu is screwed.
Jiang Wei,
And Liu Shan just decided to give it all up.
For your continued loyalty.
So yeah, there's nothing else left to say except thanks for coming, Jiang Wei. Your efforts were for nothing. Well, for lack thereof. But nonetheless, folks, this is it. We are done with Dynasty Warriors 9 in the next episode. It'll be the finale, as you will see the ending in a few extra parts. This is RVMan985. Peace out. And see, Jiang Wei? This is what happens when you're hubris. God damn it, my mouse fell off my bed and turned off my recording. Anyway, as I was saying, this is what happens when your hubris gets the better of you. When you thought that you could do everything, but you can't. This is what happens.